might instinctively call themselves a failure, but self-compassion allows them to acknowledge the disappointment while also recognizing the effort they put in and considering how they can improve in the future. Developing self-compassion helps break the cycle of constant self-judgment, creating a healthier and more balanced approach to self-improvement. Accepting imperfection as part of progress is the final and perhaps most challenging step. Perfectionists often believe that success is defined by flawless execution, but in reality, growth comes from persistence, adaptability, and resilience. Many of history's greatest achievements were born from failure and iteration. Thomas Edison famously conducted thousands of failed experiments before successfully inventing the light bulb. If he had been paralyzed by perfectionism, innovation would have never taken place. Similarly, in everyday life, small mistakes and setbacks are an essential part of mastering any skill. An artist refining their technique, an athlete training for competition, or a business owner adjusting their strategy, all rely on continuous improvement rather than unattainable perfection. Shifting away from perfectionism is not about lowering standards, but about setting realistic and sustainable goals. It involves recognizing that growth is a process, not an endpoint. Instead of demanding perfection, individuals should strive for progress, allowing themselves to learn and evolve along the way. By embracing a growth mindset, practicing self-compassion, and accepting imperfection, individuals can free themselves from the burden of perfectionism. In doing so, they unlock greater confidence, creativity, and fulfillment, leading to a life defined not by fear and self-doubt, but by courage and resilience. Seeking validation from others is a habit that can quietly erode self-confidence, creating a dependency on external approval and reinforcing self-doubt. Many individuals, often without realizing it, structure their decisions, behaviors, and even self-worth around the opinions of those around them. While a certain level of external feedback is natural and sometimes necessary, excessive reliance on validation can become harmful, leading to an unstable sense of self. When individuals prioritize external approval over their internal beliefs and desires, they lose touch with their authenticity, shaping their identity to fit what they believe others expect rather than who they truly are. This dependency on validation can start early in life, reinforced by societal expectations and cultural norms. A student who grows up receiving praise only when achieving top grades may begin to equate their worth solely with academic success. If they receive anything less than perfection, they may feel unworthy, as their self-esteem is tied to recognition rather than personal effort or intrinsic passion. Similarly, an individual in a corporate setting may constantly seek approval from their boss or colleagues, afraid to voice their own ideas unless they are certain they will be met with acceptance. Over time, this need for validation discourages independent thinking and creativity, as fear of rejection prevents them from taking risks or asserting themselves confidently. The fear of rejection is one of the strongest drivers of this need for validation. Many individuals avoid expressing their true opinions, preferences, or aspirations out of fear that others will disapprove or criticize them. This fear can be paralyzing, leading to a cycle where decisions are made not based on personal values, but on what is expected by family, friends, or society. For example, someone with a deep passion for art may abandon their dream of becoming an artist because their parents believe a more traditional career path is more respectable. Instead of following their own path, they suppress their ambitions, choosing security over authenticity. This growing conflict breeds resentment and dissatisfaction as individuals feel trapped in a life shaped by others' expectations rather than their own. Beyond emotional turmoil, constantly seeking validation can also strip away authenticity, making people feel disconnected from their true selves. When people conform to external expectations, they often suppress their true identity, adopting behaviors and beliefs that don't reflect who they are. Social media has intensified this issue as people carefully curate their online presence to gain likes, comments, and approval. Rather than sharing genuine thoughts or moments, many filter their experiences to fit a socially accepted narrative, prioritizing how they are perceived over how they actually feel. This disconnect between the curated self and the authentic self can lead to anxiety and emotional exhaustion, as maintaining an image for approval becomes a constant, unsustainable effort. This excessive need for validation also affects personal and professional growth. In the workplace, individuals who rely too much on approval may struggle to make independent decisions, constantly second-guessing themselves or seeking reassurance before taking action. They may hesitate to propose bold ideas, fearing criticism or failure. Over time, this reluctance can stunt career advancement, as confidence and assertiveness are crucial traits in leadership and innovation. In relationships, excessive validation seeking can create unhealthy dynamics where one partner becomes overly dependent on the other for emotional stability. Rather than finding confidence within themselves, they seek constant reassurance, which can put strain on the relationship and create a cycle of insecurity. Breaking free from the need for validation requires developing self-validation, the ability to affirm one's own worth and decisions without relying on external approval. Self-validation does not mean ignoring feedback entirely, but rather building an inner sense of confidence that is not easily shaken by criticism or lack of recognition. This shift begins with self-awareness. Recognizing when and why validation is being sought can help individuals understand the emotional triggers behind their behaviors. Asking questions such as, am I doing this because I truly want to or because I want others to approve, can help differentiate genuine desires from external influences. Setting personal goals based on intrinsic values rather than societal expectations is another powerful way to overcome validation-seeking behavior. When individuals have clear goals that reflect their passions and values, they become less concerned with how others perceive their journey. For example, A musician who sets a personal